Give me a second, so just stay quiet for me. So once you check off your things with me, you've done 1, 2, which is the printing, and you've done 3, which is the thumbnails. Then what I'm going to do, I'll give you your grade, and then I will also give you the proof paper, okay? Now a proof, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's like the rough draft. This is where you're going to make all your mistakes. It's junky white printer paper, okay? The first step to making a good proof is to just do the basic shapes of how big you want everything you're going to draw to be, okay? So the first thing I have is my face. That's kind of big, y'all. Do we need to shrink some of these? Yeah. If you want me to, I can shrink some of these for you, okay? So let's say I want to draw my face like maybe right here. This was my composition. Maybe I, whatever. Let's say I do it like that big, okay? Then maybe I have in my picture a moon, and I put the moon here. Am I drawing it really realistically right now? No. Let me draw it darker so you guys can see. Maybe I've got a giant seal over here, okay, with a unicorn sticking out over here. Like, you guys, clearly I haven't thought about this. Maybe the unicorn wing is on top of my head. Oh, unicorn. And then maybe there's another unicorn, whatever. You guys get the point, right? Another unicorn. And a pen. That was an awful pen. And there's also a waterfall over here, okay? And there are stars. Oh dear. I can draw a star, I promise. Look, I can do it. Thank you. I'm here, yeah. And then there's also a stuffy deer. Whatever. There's a stuffy deer, and it's right here, and it's that size. I haven't filled up this area. Do I have 10 things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Trees. Okay, so now I have used all of this space. Have I drawn well? No, but now I know how big I'm going to draw each of these things. Does that make sense to everybody? So for the face, you're going to be allowed to use a light table. Okay? The light tables are, have you guys used the light tables before? Okay. Everybody watch me. I'm walking over to the red electricity cart. It has the laptops on top. Underneath there is a light table here. A bunch of them. Please be gentle. Don't hold them with 2 hands so that the wiring inside doesn't get all pinched and start to not work. And then, And then there's also cords to the left. And they have like these nice little things to plug them in with and to hold them tight. I have one already set up on my desk. In order for you to use yours, the electrical cord is going to go into your Chromebook. Okay? So your Chromebook, these have, I think a C cord. Yeah. C cord's over here. So let me bring it over. And what you guys will do is you'll plug it into your Chromebook. You can even leave your Chromebook in your backpack and just make sure the jack is up. You plug it in and then you can turn it on, and then you can actually trace the image of yourself where you want it to go. Okay? So I'm going to start with my face right there and actually draw that and trace that if I like it. If you want to adjust the drawing that you did of yourself and make it better, make it look more like you, that's a good place to start. Okay? But then once I've got my face on here where it's going to go, then I'll actually start using my references to draw really well. So I can actually draw a perfect circle, sketch it out, do a better job, get kind of the moon formations and the texture, the line work, all of the detail of that moon. Everybody understand what I'm doing here? Okay? Just like we have done with Illustrate Away all year. We do the basic shapes. Wait, what's the step for it? What's the process? So number 1, oh dear, let's turn this off. So the first thing you do when you're drawing, number 1 is observe. That's why you've got to have these printed. Second thing, basic shapes. After basic shape, What's after basic shape?
Liner.
The liner or the sketch. After you sketch, then you're gonna refine that sketch. And then you start to put the details. And then you're done. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Do you guys need me to write that on the board for you, that process? And once you've got this proof that's awful, it should be as awful as mine is right now. The only thing bad about mine is that you can clearly tell I didn't put any thought into the composition. Does that make sense? But you guys have put thought into your composition, so you should have a composition ready to go. Everybody following me? So you might have to erase stuff. You might have to be like, dude, that giant, unicorn is too big. Maybe I need to erase him and draw him a little bit smaller. Okay? So maybe I didn't like the way that I did those two. Maybe I put a unicorn here, and they're sparring. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I can change things, just make it really basic, and then you actually start drawing with detail and actually sketching and doing all that. How many of you totally understand the process? How many of you are feeling a little bit hesitant, you're not quite sure about a few things? You might need to check in with me, okay? How many of you don't know what sketching is? Thank goodness. Okay, let's get in line. First come, first serve. It's going to take me 1 second to get Aries rolling. And then I'll start with you, Evie, since you let me use you as an example. Let me turn this off. Go ahead and stand behind the line there. Okay. Get to Aries.
My thumbnail. You put them so hard.